When you look at what happened this week, you can't help but ask yourself a question that once sounded impossible. Is this the end of Barcelona and Real Madrid? Not the end of the clubs, of course. These giants will always exist. But the end of their dominance, the end of that aura, the end of the era where Europe feared them before the match even started. And the truth is, after watching Barcelona against Atlético Madrid and Real Madrid against Bayern Munich, the warning signs are impossible to ignore. Barcelona went into the Atlético match needing a performance that would calm the noise around the club. Instead, they delivered 90 minutes that exposed every weakness they've been trying to hide. Defensively, they were fragile from the first whistle. Atletico didn't even need to be extraordinary. They simply waited for Barcelona to make mistakes, and Barcelona made plenty. The midfield, once the heart of the club's identity, looked unbalanced and inconsistent. There was no control, no rhythm, no sense of direction. It felt like a team reacting to the game rather than dictating it, something that would have been unthinkable in the era of Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, or even the early days of Pedri and Gavi. And the leadership problem is becoming impossible to ignore. When the match gets complicated, when the pressure rises, when the team needs someone to grab the game by the throat, who steps up? Right now, nobody. The veterans look tired, the system looks confused, and the young players, as brilliant as they are, can't be expected to carry the weight of a club that has been rebuilding for almost a decade. Lamine Yamal, Kubarsi, Fermin, they're exceptional talents, but they're still kids. They should be developing, not saving the team every week. The loss to Atletico wasn't just a bad night, it was a symptom of a deeper problem, a reminder that Barcelona's issues are structural, not temporary. Then you look at Real Madrid's performance against Bayern Munich, and the picture becomes even clearer. Madrid, the club of miracles, the club that always finds a way, suddenly looked ordinary. Bayern were faster, stronger, more organized, more aggressive. They controlled the tempo, they won the duels, they created the danger. Madrid looked like a team that couldn't match the intensity, and that's not something we're used to seeing from them. The midfield, usually their greatest strength, looked slow and overwhelmed. The defense struggled to deal with Bayern's movement. And even with Vinicius and Bellingham on the pitch, the attack never felt consistently dangerous. This wasn't just a defeat, it was a reality check. A reminder that Europe is evolving, and maybe Madrid aren't evolving fast enough. They still have incredible talent, but talent alone doesn't beat a machine like Bayern. You need structure, you need physicality, you need a clear plan. And Madrid didn't show any of that. When you put these two matches side by side, you start to see the bigger picture. For the first time in decades, Barcelona and Real Madrid look vulnerable at the same time. La Liga no longer feels like the center of world football. The Premier League has the money and the depth. Bayern and the Bundesliga have the structure. Serie A is rising again with strong tactical identities. Even League One is producing more young talent than ever. Meanwhile, Barcelona are rebuilding for the 5th time in 7 years, and Real Madrid are relying on individual brilliance instead of a clear, modern system. This isn't about one bad week. It's about a trend. A slow decline that has been happening quietly, hidden behind moments of magic, individual performances, and nostalgia for what these clubs used to be. The question isn't whether Barcelona and Madrid will disappear. They won't. The question is whether the era of automatic dominance is gone. And the honest answer is that it might be. These clubs will always attract stars. They will always have global power, history, and fan bases that stretch across continents. But the days when they were unquestionably the two best teams in the world, those days might be behind us. To return to the top, they need more than talent. They need a clear project, a modern identity, smarter recruitment, and patience. Something neither club is famous for. Football has changed. The game is faster, more physical, more tactical. The world has caught up, and in some areas, it is past them. If Barcelona and Real Madrid don't adapt, they risk becoming giants in name more than in performance. So the real question isn't whether this is the end, it's whether this is the wake-up call they needed, whether these defeats will push them to evolve, to rebuild properly, to stop relying on the past and start preparing for the future. Because the truth is simple, the world won't wait for them, and if they don't move forward, they'll be left behind.